You're watching the best of Mix Mornings on MixTV.tv, served by Taziki's. Well, we've got, like I said, a very special interview here. The Lee Singers are celebrating 60 years, ladies and gentlemen, and we're so excited to have in our studio. These four gentlemen are the only directors in the history of the Lee Singers. It's all part of Lee Homecoming Weekend. And we are joined by the founder of the Lee Singers, Delton Alford. And I'm going to go in order here. So we've got Delton, Jim Burns, who I've known all my life, and I love Jim Burns, Dr. Walt Malden, who has been a dear friend of ours for so many years. And then you're the baby of this group? Dr. Brad Moffett, ladies and gentlemen. Gentlemen, thank you for doing this. Oh, come on now. Delton Alford, I want to begin with you. Let's talk about how this group was formed 60 years ago. How did it happen?
Well, that's an interesting story. I can't tell it all, but we're in a transition at Lee and also in the music area at Lee. And we thought it would be a good idea, somebody thought it would be a good idea, to sort of catch up with the times, be more contemporary musically, reflect academia and high standards in music, particularly choral music. So we decided this would be a good idea to have a new group on campus. So we founded that new group, and it's all been good since that time. It's been 60 years of, well, hard work, lots of travel, lots of involvement, the students in music ministry and music success. And looking back on it, I've been fortunate enough to be a part of it all that time. And it's really been a wonderful experience to be part of a group that obtained distinction, first because of its musical presentations, and secondly because of the lives and the Christian commitment that those young people in the Singers had.
Well, we're joined by the four directors in the history of the Lee Singers. They're celebrating 60 years. It's going to be a massive celebration this weekend, including rounding up Sunday, I believe, at Westmore Church of God, which is going to be a huge service. Talk about that in a second. Talk about, the message and the mission of Lee College 60 years ago to go out and travel, Delton, and to be an ambassador for Lee 60 years ago. What was that like to do that?
To be honest, it was challenging to do that. Once we were committed to representing the school, the way you win support for a university or a college is not where you are, it's where you go. The homes that you visit, the services that you're in, the concerts that you give. So we made an early commitment to go on the road, so to speak. For several years, probably 15 or 20 years, we were the #1 recruitment entity at Lee for new students coming to Lee. So it was a combination of allowing and helping the college to grow and also fulfilling a spiritual mission. So it was a nice blend, I think, and it's lasted all this time, a commitment to doing things that are valuable and also giving up one's time. In the early days, there was no budget for the Lee Singers. It was raise your own monies and go as far as you could go.
Brad said there's still not.
It really hasn't changed.
Nice lead in line there.
You guys worked.
You saying that on air.
You guys worked ahead on that. Delton, so how long were you director? What years?
I was. We started the group, founded the group in 1963. I finished in late August of 1978. So it was 15 years and 8 months that it was my privilege to direct the Lee Singers.
And then
to throw in that 8 months.
And throw in the 8 months, yeah, that was yeah. Then we went to this man right here, Jim Burns. Everybody loves Jim and Doris Burns.
Oh, well.
Jim, how are you? It's great to see you.
Great, see, good to be
You can
with you.
swing around that microphone a little bit.
Yeah, your family and mine have been the mix. Your grandfather was an important part of our family, and my father-in-law used to help make some of the some of the mechanical toys over there at the church, and
That's where I was going. Dr. Clifford Dennison, your late great father-in-law and my grandfather Littlefield were almost, I guess, best friends.
They were.
He did so much, and for children, especially with my grandfather. Well, let's talk about when you took over. So 19, what was that, 78? Something like
78.
I will tell you, I was born in 78, Jim, but that's okay. Tell me.
I was a member of the original singers group.
That's
in
true. He was a
63.
student when we started.
And my wife Doris. So, we have a long tradition, and we learned it from the inside out. I was just thinking of the story that A.T. Humphreys, who had the previous group, talked about not having a budget. He went into the board. He said, I want to take this choir on tour and raise get students to come in. This would be a recruitment. And they said, we don't have money for you, Mr. Humphreys. He says, I didn't ask for your money. I just asked for your permission. And that's sort of the way it's been ever since that time. We got the permission. Yeah, if you can raise the money, do it. Anything you want to do, go to Russia, go to Europe, go climb the Eiffel Tower if you can take care of it. Yeah.
What are some of the trips that stand out to you?
Oh, there's oh my word! In just my 10 years, to go into, interestingly enough, Russia and Ukraine, and they were really interesting because of the history and the culture, and some of the parents were even afraid for their children to go to Russia, but I told them, said, look, all the bad news is from the directors up here, the leaders. They've got to be good people because look at their costumes, look at their dances, look at their music, look at their art, and that's what we found out over there. And other places, China, wherever we might go. And I
went to
tried.
Russia and China.
Yeah.
My goodness. Wow.
Yeah, so I was trying to figure out what would be the most exciting trip that we took. I could not tell you because there were so many. And each one had its very special and unique things that the students who were in there are just sure it was the best trip we would ever take at the time, and it has remained with them, and they want to talk about it when they get together, and that's the reason. One of the things I'm looking forward to this weekend is hearing them tell their stories again and share what the Lord did for them.
All right, so absolutely, and we can't wait for that, and I'm going to talk about that in just a moment. So, Jim, you did 1978 till 88, something like that?
Yeah.
And then we had a young whippersnapper by the name of Walt Malden. Yeah. Walt, where are you originally from?
Actually, I was born in Royston, Georgia, but grew up in Kentucky.
Come a little closer, if you will, or move that mic, whatever.
All right.
You grew up in Kentucky?
Right, sure did. Came from Kentucky to Lee College that time, and I was in the Lee Singers under Dr. Belton Alford.
All right.
Right.
Very, very good. So talk about taking over and what it was like there in the beginning.
Sure. Actually, in '88, I'll just throw this in, but in '88, there was an interim year because they were searching for the new director of the Lee Singers, permanent director, and Steve Holder had the first semester and Danny Murray had the second.
Wait a second.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Holder and Danny
Yeah.
Murray?
Right.
Oh, man. Holder's on a tennis court right now somewhere.
That's
And,
right.
and Danny is, we'll go live to Danny Murray.
Yeah.
He's asleep.
And then in '89 was when I started and took it for 17 years there. 17 years, right.
What really stands out to you, Dr. Malden, about that 17-year period?
Well, I think the recordings that we did, I think we did about 15 recordings with the Lee Singers plus second edition, the smaller ensemble out of the Lee Singers. And then the overseas trips. We went to about 25 different countries, and some of those multiple times. And so those were just phenomenal times of traveling and getting to know these kids and trying to impact their life. I think that was the biggest thing that I took out of Singers. And I remember I was standing in front of them one Sunday morning and I said, why am I doing what I am doing? And it wasn't about the music, it wasn't about saving souls, it wasn't about recruiting, it was about trying to change their lives. And I think that really had an impact on so many of those kids.
Started
And
hearing
somebody's
music
phone.
all of a sudden tonight.
Yes.
Well,
It was
well,
background.
Like a movie score.
Lord, is that...
It's the sound coming from above.
Here I am, Lord, send me. I
right.
don't want to see the light yet, Dalton. All
Yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah.
I was going to give an altar call or raise
Maybe
an
the
offering.
first one
yeah.
needs to come. Listen, so yeah, I mean, and so that really, and I hear again that we've heard from these two previous directors, and now you. It really was about the students, wasn't
Yeah,
it? About
it
the
really
ministry of it.
Very student-centered in everything that we did, I think, in all these 60 years.
Is that what kept you going?
Well, there was throw in a quick story there. There has to be also satisfaction from doing all this extra rehearsals, these trips. Most of the kids found a way to either borrow money or have people support them when we went on tours. But there had to be some fun and some excitement as well. So we went to a lot of places some of us had never been out of this country. I'm thinking of one trip that sort of shows the balance between the two. We were in Spain at the Torreon Air Force Base. We were there at the partial sponsorship of the United States Army, Air Force, excuse me. And we had a concert there. They had a hangar full of airplanes with soldiers sitting all over the planes. They said there were 8,000 soldiers there. We did mostly a cappella music. Boy, it was very exciting. And they for various reasons, they got excited about it too. So after the program was over, I'm talking to the commandant of the Air Force, that base there. And he said, wow, what a great program. Man, we don't hear groups like that too often. And I said, yes, these kids are good, but they're committed to being the best they can possibly be. And that was a great response from this audience of soldiers. I said, we're so excited that they love music so much. And he said, well, also the girls.
I think Bob Hope used to hear that quite a bit, actually. All right, here he is, the current director of the Lee Singers, Dr. Brad Moffitt. And I've just got, in all seriousness, got to ask you, how does that make you feel, and how does a weekend like this make you personally feel?
Very honored, I think, first and foremost. I've said this publicly many times. I've had the privilege of having all three of these gentlemen pour into my life, personally and professionally. Delton and I have had a very long relationship outside of Singers. I never heard the Singers when Delton was conducting them live, but as a very young minister of music, Delton kind of put his arm around me and gave me opportunities to grow and learn, and he's just been a great mentor in my life. But the first time I ever heard the Lee Singers, 1983, one of the very first Winterfests in the Park Vista Hotel in Gatlinburg before it became this big stadium thing. Carmen was the headliner when Carmen sat on a stool and played a guitar and sang parody songs about the church. But the opening act for Carmen was the Lee Singers. And it was the first time in my life I had ever heard the combination of highly disciplined, well-crafted music with heart, passion, and what we call anointing, the touch of the Holy Spirit on it. Grew up in band, marching band, loved discipline, loved the music of my public school band experience, learned all about how to make good music there. Grew up in the Church of God where the music was very heartfelt but not very good most of the time. So this was the first time those two worlds collided for me. So in '83, in that moment, 13 or 14 years old, I realized I want to be a part of something like that. It changed me forever. So when I came to Lee, auditioned for Lee Singers in 1988, was in Dr. Malden's group for 2 years. And so that experience has just forever shaped me. So all three of these people, Jim and I collaborated together many, many times when I was doing music ministry in the metro Atlanta area. And so for me, having this opportunity to be with these guys and with the hundreds of alums who are coming back, we're expecting
Let's talk about that, Brad.
We're expecting at least 500 singers to come back and sing together Saturday night, 7 p.m. in Conn Center.
Oh, my goodness.
And I think you've heard sort of the golden thread. For 60 years, the vision and mission of this group hasn't changed. We still operate primarily the same. My group today is singing songs that Dr. Alford's group sang in 64, 65, 66. And each one of our groups have sung these songs. So there's been this kind of golden thread of music, real emphasis on excellence. And the student experience. none of us in any of our time as director of the Lee Singers were only the director of the Lee Singers. All of us were faculty members, administrators, at the same time as doing Singers. And so what Singers has, I think, become for, or was for all of us, is for me, is it's the get-to in our lives. You know, there's a lot of have-tos we have to do in our work, but the Singers part is the get-to, because you get to spend somewhere between 5 and 30 hours a week, depending on how much you're doing, with intense relationship with about 50 students every semester. And you build lifelong relationships with those students. And it's a lot more about becoming women and men than it is great musicians.
We are joined, if you're just joining us, across 8 o'clock hour, we are joined by the 4 directors in the history of the Lee Singers, although they did take a detour with Danny Murray and Steve Holder, two guys that I love, who filled in there for a year. And so 60 years of Lee Singers. You and I were together on a luncheon earlier this week, and you said something, Dr. Moffitt, about a book written by Dr. Paul Kahn.
Sure.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, so in the 70s, Dr. Kahn wrote this book. Do you remember the year he wrote that? 74, 75?
It was 10 years, so it'd be 73,
73, 74. He wrote a book called The Music Makers, and it was at that point the history and the life of the Lee Singers up to that point. And he has a chapter in that book titled The Anatomy of a Tour.
Right.
And at the beginning of almost every year, I take that chapter and I read it to the Lee Singers, the current Lee Singers, because there is almost nothing that has changed in the way that we prepare and get on the road and go do what we do. From, you know, getting on a bus at 4 o'clock in the morning and arriving at a church and setting up a sound system and changing clothes in rooms that are way too small for the number of people that we have to change in. The men having to shave in the church sink because they forgot to shave before they left their dorm room.
Let me jump in here for a second.
Go ahead, Del. Go ahead.
The travel situation for many, many years was we stayed in people's homes at night, members of churches that would take kids home with them. And then before the service, most of the time, somebody would have to shave or change clothes or whatever. Happened to me so much that I am known in the Church of God as the person who has changed clothes in more church bathrooms than anyone.
And what an honor that is.
Oh,
All
yeah,
your honor.
what a distinction.
I've seen him brush his teeth on the bus.
And that's a talent.
He had no water.
You know, he's mentioning this. This is still the way we operate. Our students primarily stay in homes of church members. Yeah, even today. So that's still this host home experience that was established in '63. It was predominantly the way we were able to keep it on the road for all these years. So thousands of churches around the world have hosted Lee Singer students in their homes. They fed them food. They've fellowshiped with them, and many of them have actually ended up supporting them financially. You know, sometimes we knew about it, and sometimes we didn't know about it. But I think all of them have said this in some way. I come back from tours and I have to write a report to the president to just say, hey, this is what happened. And at the end of that report, I always put this line: you would be so proud of our students and the way they conduct themselves when they're not on the stage. They are doing more work as ambassadors off the stage than they are when they stand on that stage and perform well. And I think that's been one of the keys for the Singers for all these years.
Saturday night at Lee Kahn Center. This is, of course, one of the major highlights of Homecoming, which is this weekend. LeeUHomecoming.com for all the information. But Sunday morning at Westmore Church of God, is that right?
That is correct. Steve Allen and Pastor Kelvin have invited the Lee Singer Reunion Choir to be part of the service on Sunday. So we did this 10 years ago at the 50th, and we had over 300 people stay to sing and play with the choir. So the Lee University Symphonic Band, under the direction of Dr. Mark Bailey, is going to be accompanying us for a few of our pieces, and we'll have 300 or so Lee Singers on the stage Sunday morning.
Playing you out here. I don't know, Brad.
It's like the
Lord.
Grammys. My time is up.
Heaven keeps calling.
I want to go back around one more time for a final word, and we'll begin with where it all began. Delton Alford, just a final word here before we go, Delton.
Okay, great. Just a word about the book that Dr. Kahn wrote, The Lee Singers. The title of the book, and I think this is so apt. I've been trying to talk these guys into establishing this as a logo for the Lee Singers. The title of the book was The Music Maker. And so I think this expresses best what the Lee Singers are all about. We can sing gospel songs. We can sing motets. We can sing large, be involved in symphonic performances. For 10 years, we were the resident choir of the Chattanooga Symphony. We can do pop music. We've done television shows. We've done music all over the United States, represented the United States at a bicentennial celebration as a choir from Tennessee. But the thing that holds it all together, I think, is this ability to commit to making excellent music in all the genres that we run across and have respect for, all of them. So it makes us an authentic group worthy of being called the music makers.
Mm-hmm. Well said. Jim Burns, final word from you.
Well, to follow this gentleman, of course, was a real challenge. But I knew by having served under him, I could take those things that I learned from him and keep going. And I think about the fact that the lead singers have been chosen many times to represent the state of Tennessee, for example, and the 76 bicentennial,
Right.
and the Washington for Jesus with 500,000 people out in the
Yes.
mall listening.
Yes.
And I thought, why would they choose representative from a small school when we have huge schools with big music programs? And I came to the conclusion, talking with some people, senators and others who had invited the group, there's not only that wonderful discipline in the group, great musicians, but something happens when you would hear the lead singers, because they sang with such enthusiasm and power and anointing that you couldn't just sit there objectively. And so these people who made those decisions about the choir coming, it wasn't just a matter of are they better than this group or better than this group, but they had such a good experience when they heard the lead singers that they wanted to represent the state of Tennessee in these occasions. Our last performance was at Carnegie Hall, and that was what a wonderful thing for us, for the lead singers, for those students. It's unforgettable. And it is those unforgettable experiences that when we get together with students over coffee down in Florida, or this weekend, they want to talk about what they got to be a part of. And I'm just proud to have carried on that tradition for 10 years.
As you should be. Walt Malden.
Steve, when I think about the Lee Singers, and I'm talking about the whole 60 years, I think it's opportunity for these young people, young men and women, to grow, not only in Christ, but in music ministry, and also to not be confined to one type of music. Many of the ensembles that you see around the country and even at Lee, they're sort of pigeonholed into one type of music, and that's it, one genre of music. So what the Lee Singers is all about is singing the gospel song with excellence, singing the traditional music, singing sacred music, but also branching out. And when we were directing, it was the Lee Singers on the stage at the Tivoli singing with the Chattanooga Symphony. It was the Lee Singers singing with the Knoxville Orchestra, singing the Verdi Requiem. Well, I mean, what kind of what kind of differences is in all of that? It's just really amazing that we see so many types of music that are represented, and giving these kids an opportunity to do great music with great excellence.
It brings up a point, and I wish we had more time to do this, but this is something I'm sure will come up, is what these students have gone on to do following to have that kind of experience, that kind of experience, I guess, at Lee, and then to see maybe what some of them went on to do is fascinating. And just for time's sake, Brad, I'm going to end with you here.
Sure.
In like you said, your I guess your have-to job or your current role, you're really in charge of homecoming overall at Lee. Overall, it's going to be a great weekend.
Great weekend. Starts Friday. Grand reunion, 4:30 to 7 on the Ped Mall. Great food, current students, alums, everybody together. It's going to be a great welcome party. Parade Saturday, 11 o'clock. Come out and see our athletes parade. All of our student clubs and organizations are part of the parade. Basketball games, the ladies play at 2, the men play at 4, Walker Arena. Come out and join them. We want to cheer on the Flames. Ladies are ranked number 2 at preseason, men number 5 in the Gulf South, and so we're excited about their opportunity. Saturday night, 7 p.m., Traditions of Lee. This is the event that will feature the 60th anniversary reunion choir of the Lee Singers, also performing Voices of Lee Evangelistic Symphonic Band and the Chamber Strings. There'll be a wonderful reflection on 60 years of Alpha Gamma Chi. This is their reunion as well. So if you're a Chi guy or a sweetheart or a little sister in the area, we encourage you to come out and see this wonderful video that's been put together. You know, Delton was part of the group that founded Alpha Gamma Chi as well.
Is that right?
And then on
Any youth salon around here?
no, this is a Chi table.
Oh, this is restricted to
This is
Chi
restricted.
only.
Yeah, this is restricted.
No, we're in
There we go. I asked them to sing. We finally got something out of Jen over here.
www.leeuhomecoming.com is where you can find, if you want tickets to the Traditions of Lee, you can go to that website. You can bypass the general registration if you don't want to register for homecoming, and you can reserve your tickets. We have a large number of tickets already committed. 60 years, 6 continents, the same mission and vision: music, ministry, and excellence, building in the foundation of life skills and bringing about world changers through the students who've come through Lee College and Lee University. It's a privilege for us to be able to celebrate with all of them coming back this weekend. And thank you, gentlemen, for joining us this morning. Thanks, Steve, for
What
having
an
us.
honor.
Thanks, Steve.
What an honor to have
Steve.
the 4 gentlemen here. Lily Singers, 60 years, the music makers, as that great book said. I'm going to get that book, actually, Brad. I'd like to see that.
There are a lot of banks, so what makes Southern Heritage Bank unique? It's our commitment to being unbelievably good as we identify and meet your needs. Stop by one of our 5 locations in Cleveland or Chattanooga and let us show you the difference our customers have come to expect. We strive to offer the latest banking technology: mobile wallet, online account opening, mobile banking with bill pay, and ATMs that allow cash or check deposit. All available 24/7 with a local community bank. Southern Heritage Bank, a division of First Citizens National Bank, member FDIC.
Hardee's newest handcrafted recipe? Candied bacon, coated with caramelized brown sugar and a hint of pepper to add a whole new level of goodness to breakfast, lunch, dinner, or anytime. Hardee's, goodness in the making.
I'm Matthew Coleman of the law firm of Logan Thompson. My family and I want to thank this community for blessing us every day with their love and compassion. So as we celebrate the birth of our Lord and Savior, we pray for those same blessings on you and your family. So from all of us at Logan Thompson, we wish you a Merry Christmas.
Transform your window project with Cleveland Exteriors. High-quality Viwintech windows built to last a lifetime. Cleveland Exteriors, your trusted partner for exceptional windows. Visit clevelandexteriors.com or call today.
Mayfield Dairy, celebrating 100 years of the iconic Mayfield ice cream at mayfielddairy.com. Proudly headquartered in Athens, Tennessee.
We wish you a mermaid Christmas.
We wish you a mermaid Christmas.
We wish you a mermaid Christmas.
And a restful new year.
Give the gift of a better night's sleep this holiday season from Mermaid Mattress.
We'll pay your sales tax on any Mermaid product.
Or get Tempur-Pedic starting at only $19 a month with 5 years no interest.
From all of us here at Chattanooga's Best of the Best mattress store, Mermaid Mattress,
We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
This is Thomas Williams with Mountain View Nissan of Cleveland. Just wanted to wish you and your family a very Merry Christmas. Visit us at cleveland-nissan.com. We can help out with all your Christmas needs. Merry Christmas.
Welcome to Mountain View Nissan Country, where automotive excellence is our top priority. At Mountain View Nissan, we take pride in offering you the finest selection of vehicles, perfectly suited for your adventurous spirit. From powerful SUVs ready to conquer any terrain to your everyday gas-friendly commuters, we have the perfect vehicle to match your lifestyle. This is Mountain View Nissan Country, where automotive dreams become reality. Visit one of our 3 locations in Dalton, Chattanooga, and Cleveland today, and let us take your driving experience to new peaks.
When most people think of plumbing and electrical supply houses, there's an idea that they're just for plumbers or electricians or builders to shop at. Wholesale Supply is proud to be open to the public and proud to serve our communities. By supplying the best quality products for the best prices with the best service guaranteed, Wholesale Supply is your one-stop shop for everything plumbing, electrical, and HVAC. To find a location near you, visit wholesalesupply.us for more. Helping build communities in the Southeast for over 80 years is just what we do.
Save a bundle at Eller & Owen's Furniture and Mattress. Furniture, mattresses, and decor. The more you buy, the more you save. Up to 40% off. Create a bundle, a sofa and chairs, end tables, a recliner, lamps and rugs, an entire room. Up to 40% off. Create a custom bundle and watch the savings grow. Up to 40% off. Look for Take Me Home Today tags. Bundle in-stock items. Special financing is available. Bundle and save at Eller & Owen's Furniture and Mattress.
Paula, tell us about how you came to shop at Chattanooga Auto Square.
Well, I was introduced to it from my husband. He purchased his first Range Rover years ago. Then occasionally I'd start asking him if I could start driving it. I would confidently recommend them. I mean, they make you feel like family from the moment you arrive. Being in real estate for like 34 years, you really come to value and appreciate the level of service that Range Rover gives you. Chattanooga Auto Square, luxury lives here.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Mix 104.1 and MixTV.tv, the final week of 2023. And this portion sponsored by Tzatziki's. Got a great lunch or dinner at Tzatziki's. If you want to already start to think about eating healthy and making it taste good, that's Tzatziki's. Well, I'm joined by my buddy Josh Rogers. Of course, Josh, our broadcast partner on MixTV.tv Sports, also part of SEC Saturday. And I want to go into the world of TV here, and specifically streaming TV. Now, Josh, you and I both know that streaming TV, streaming itself, has really just changed the landscape, especially since the pandemic.
Oh, unbelievable. I think that the big thing is that there's so many options to be able to watch now. I mean, I remember growing up, like when you wanted to watch a show, like you watched it on, 3, 9, or 12, right? Like that was just where it was, NBC, ABC, CBS, or Fox. And, CBS was always, I guess in my era was always prominent for, NCIS and being able to kind of watch it. And then, ABC always had great shows, and then NBC did. And now you've got, NBC obviously with the Chicagos, Fire, Med, PD, all those. But now, that's really kind of moved away. Paramount is now owned, CBS and Paramount are now partnered and owned, by the same company. And they have just come out with so many great shows. Netflix obviously blew up and was huge, and now they've kind of fallen off a whole lot because everybody, they were first to market, and now everyone else with HBO Max, or which is now called Max, Paramount, Hulu, Apple TV. God, and the great thing is we have all of it. I think that's one of the big things we splurge on, and obviously, and forgetting, right, Disney Plus, and what they've been able to do, and being back to some old shows and movies and things like that. And that's the one thing I really love about streaming is that, Disney Plus, like there were movies that I grew up watching as a kid, like Johnny Tsunami and Brink, and some of these other like Disney movies that are still on Disney Plus. And now my kids who are 9 and 7, who are, have no idea what these are, like we're able to sit down and be like, all right, it's Dad's movie night, and we're watching a kid's movie, and we're going to watch one of like the movies that like Mom and Dad grew up watching, but or TV series, Lizzie McGuire or whatever it might be. But the top watch series, this list really, I've seen 2 of them, but this list really kind of threw me off because I just watch so much different stuff. But the top 5 most watched series this year was The Last of Us on Max, You on Netflix, Ted Lasso, Apple TV, The Night Agent on Netflix, and Ginny and Georgia on Netflix as well. Ted Lasso, obviously, probably one of the best comedies and TV shows that has come out in many, many
Jason
years.
Sudeikis, come on.
I don't know if there would be anyone else. We talk a lot, and you and I and Shelton and some other people, we talk a lot, and we talk a lot about shows and movies and things that we're, watching and seeing, and we had this conversation like way earlier in the year. I don't know if you remember it or not. But,
I don't.
Who else could play Jason Sudeikis?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Like I really don't know if there is anyone else that could have played that role as the coach. He just his wit and his humor is so dry and it's so funny, and it was just absolutely perfect. The Night Agent is another one. Phenomenal, great show. Ended way too early. I think I really hate these TV shows or these streaming shows that come out with like 8 episodes and then that's it. It's like, man, like now I've got to wait a year, for more episodes. To me, I would love to see some of these have 15, 20, right? Yeah. And I love how Netflix does it, because for the most part, like they just dump them, right? Like they dump them and they're all there and you can binge them. But a lot of these other places like Paramount, huge Paramount fan, got tons of great shows on there right now. The Lioness, we talked about that one, phenomenal. Don't let your kids watch it, but it's about a woman who, very broken situation, left a horrible situation to go into the military. She exceeded abundantly. Got picked up by what is called the Lioness program, which is a CIA kind of operation where they implant women into terrorist organizations to become friends with the wives and the daughters and the families of the terrorists they're going after.
Really?
And then they go after the terrorists, right? Great show.
Sounds like a good premise.
Phenomenal. But again, not a family-friendly show. This is one after the kids are in bed. But it's great. There's a handful of other ones that Lawman, Bass Reeves, it came out. Tulsa King came out with some more episodes this year as well on Paramount. 1923, if we remember as well.
Dem and Faith?
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that right?
Yeah, and or no, this was Harrison Ford and
Ford and Helen Mirren.
And Helen Mirren. Phenomenal premise as well. Interested to see what happens in 2024. Obviously, with Yellowstone, it's been major news that it's just
over.
up
I
and
told
done.
You doubted me.
It's sad that I think that it had
Costner. I mean, now he's dating Joel, so he doesn't care.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that they say Matthew McConaughey's coming in. You were supposed to have like the 4 Sixes Ranch show that was supposed to be a spinoff as well.
Yep.
Now you've got Taylor Sheridan suing Rip or what? And I forget the actor's name, but suing Rip over coffee. I mean, it's just phenomenal. Oh yeah. Crown came out again on Netflix. Obviously, spoiler alert, the princess dies. Big news back in the 90s, so, but it's just, there's so many great TV shows.
So, let me give you a number. So I read the other day that the average person, it takes them now, you just said, used to we'd hit the remote, 4 channels, whatever. It takes them 10 minutes to decide what they're going to watch because there's so much.
I would agree with that.
10 minutes.
Absolutely. I would say that is sometimes
unless you've
even
got an
more.
idea.
Yeah. And I don't know. I really love old stuff.
I do too.
So I'll go back and watch something like The Newsroom. Phenomenal, right? West Wing. So I'll go through and binge. My wife hates it because once I'm there, I'm not doing anything else. We're not watching anything else.
It's over.
And I will watch every episode of The West Wing for 2 weeks and be done. And we'll watch The Newsroom, and that's all we watch. And then it's all right, well, let's find something else now. But I'm also a big proponent of waiting. Everybody will start talking about it, so I have to do everything. I got to stay off the TikTok and stay off the blogs and Facebook about shows that come out, especially on the Paramount network, because I don't want to watch one show and then wait a week to watch the other one. I want to find a Saturday or a Sunday like after church and have nothing to do and binge, 7 hours of TV and just watch it. And that's
Oatmeal falling out of your mouth. And
did you say oatmeal?
Oatmeal.
More of a grits man.
They turn you a little bit, and
Yeah, just sit there and
kinda like
just-
right now.
Absolutely, right now. Hey, we've been doing this, man. I'm great.
We're gonna take We're gonna take a break, and when we come back, there's more. It's the final week of the year. Mix 1041, MixTV.tv. We're back in a moment.
Jingle, 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 jingle bells, ring the jingle bells. Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Dashing through the snow, horse open sleigh, open sleigh. Fields we go, laughing all the way. Hey, 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 bells on bobtails ring-a-ling, spirits bright. What fun it is to sing a sleighing song tonight. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Holidays are near. We want to have some fun. But how can we be merry when we're always on the run? Jingle bells are great, but a sleigh ride just won't do. Would you rather sail away on a Caribbean Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle bells.
You need money overnight? Check into cash. Your time is tight. .com. Bank accounts too low? Check into cash. So where do you go? .com. Do it online in a record time. It's the easy way to get money next day. Do a quick click from home at checkintocash.com. You can be sure it's secure from our bank straight to yours. Do a quick click from home at checkintocash.com.
Peyton Southeastern in Cleveland is hiring case selectors. Starting pay at $19 an hour. Earning potential up to $23 an hour plus incentive pay. Additional $2 an hour night shift premium. And you're eligible to earn a $3,000 stay bonus. Flexible schedules and great benefits at Peyton Southeastern in Cleveland. They have open interviews Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday from 9 to 11 a.m. and from 1 to 3 p.m. Apply online at job.kroger.com to work at Peyton Southeastern in Cleveland.
Hey listeners, there's a new Buzz Tuesdays at noon, the voice of we the people. It's about what the H is going on in America. Tune in and call in Tuesdays on 101.3 The Buzz. A seatbelt is required for this ride.
Have you been
thinking about trading, but lack of inventory and high interest rates have you holding off? Well, the wait is over. Cleveland Ford has plenty of vehicles to choose from and 2.9% financing available. So come see us or simply click this ad to get pre-approved.
May the blessings of peace, good cheer, and warm buttery made from scratch biscuits greet you this holiday season. From our Hardee's family to yours, Merry Christmas. We look forward to serving you all-day goodness in the new year.
Rock City's Enchanted Garden of Lights, the region's best holiday lights experience for the whole family. Warm your heart during this nighttime family tradition as you walk through Rock City Garden's Winter Wonderland. Enjoy cookie decorating with Mrs. Claus. See Santa in his kitchen and workshop. Shop at the Christmas market. Rock City's Enchanted Garden of Lights will be open an extra week this season, now through January 6th. Tickets available online only at CRockCity.com.
I told my son to find me the nicest place to live in Cleveland. He said, Dad, there's only one place, and that's Garden Plaza. And I moved into the patio home. Everybody knows your name from day one, and there's something to do all day long if you want to participate in it. You cannot possibly be bored at Garden Plaza. It is just great, and their food is outstanding. It's out of this world. And I'm so happy I'm here. Garden Plaza is it for me.
Choosing the right healthcare plan for you and your family can be overwhelming. Direct Primary Care Associates' new pharmacy benefits is the best choice for you and your family. With personalized attention, convenient telemedicine options, and free generic medications, Direct Primary Care Associates Pharmacy Benefits offers everything you need to keep you and your family healthy and happy. Say goodbye to long wait times, rushed appointments, and unexpected medical bills. Visit our website to learn more about how Direct Primary Care Associates can provide the best healthcare experience for you and your family. Direct Primary Care Associates, affordable health care for all.
Did you know that drinking and driving is a leading cause of traffic fatalities? It kills more than 28 people in the United States every day. That means one person every 52 minutes. Statistically, young people are the most at risk to drink and drive, but not everyone's doing it. Don't drink and drive.
Attention shoppers this holiday season. Get everything you need to make the holidays merrier.
Everything I need to make the holidays merrier is all right here.
Party trays, gourmet cookies and cakes, store-made candies. These are the visions that dance in my head.
And the Piggy Promise means that all of my holiday guests are treated to the freshest produce.
Nobody does food.
Or the holidays, like Food City.
Hardee's newest handcrafted recipe? Candied bacon. Coated with caramelized brown sugar and a hint of pepper to add a whole new level of goodness to breakfast, lunch, dinner, or anytime. Hardee's, goodness in the making.
Thank you for calling Logan Thompson. This is Ashley.
You get a yearly checkup. Shouldn't your air? With your local Lennox dealer, regular care equals perfect air. With technology you can touch, comfortable air you can feel, and savings you can see. Not just perfect air, perfect for you air.
Call Dale's Heating and Air to upgrade your air today.
Lennox, air is life. Make it perfect.
My buddy Cliff Howard's in there. Hey, Cliff, I got something about this. He's about to talk about something else. So she said all that, and it is going to be a great event tomorrow, you know, at Bradley Square Mall, but I got one for you.
What's that?
Guess who's going to be there tomorrow from 11 till 1 at Bradley Square Mall?
I don't know.
So come a little closer, because this is going to mean something to you especially.
Okay.
Jake the Snake Roberts.
Oh, wow.
Will be at Bradley Square Mall.
Oh, my goodness.
11 to 1 tomorrow. I will be there. Do they know? They better know I'm coming. And I better have an interview with him. Or we'll shut that event down.
I wish I'd have known that to plan some other stuff. I've got to head out of town in the morning. So.
No, you don't. It's over. You're staying right here. You're staying right here, Cliff.
I got.
I mean, look, we're beginning to. This word's beginning to get out that Jake the Snake is going to be at Bradley Square.
As long as he don't bring his pet.
Hey, better.
No,
Bridget wants to meet Damien.
No,
So last night, I've known Cliff a long time. He's here now with Joe Hudson's Collision Center. We'll talk about that in a second. We've got to get this important stuff first. I'm watching like 2 hours of YouTube of Jake the Snake last night, just in preparation for Saturday.
Just to touch up.
Just to touch up.
Yeah.
Cliff, no kidding. So look, just tell us what's happened here. I've only been made aware of this recently about the business announcement that you guys had.
Yes, sir. August 5th was day one for Joe Hudson Collision Center here in Bradley County. Joe Hudson Collision Center's bought Young's Auto Body. Greg Young was our owner, and he decided it was time for him to retire and enjoy some grandbabies and some travel and camping and just enjoy. So he felt that Joe Hudson fit his the frame that he had kind of built with service and keeping employees important, and felt that confident selling that was going to be a good move for not only him but everybody that was involved. So we have been, since, like I said, August 5th was day one. We've got the same people, and the biggest thing we want everybody to know is we're the same people, same service, same faces, just a different name. Zach that I brought with me, this is Zach Watts. He married Katie, which is Greg's daughter. Zach is my production manager, and Katie's our office administrator. So we're still family, and of course I grew up knowing Greg Young, and so we all feel like family, and we try to keep that atmosphere with all of our employees, and again, the service that we provide.
Well, we're joined by Cliff Howard here, but also Zach Watts. And Zach, talk about this. First of all, tell me what you do, as he was saying, what you do there at Joe Hudson's Collision Center, formerly Young's Auto Body.
Well, we just try to get cars in and push them out as fast as we can. Make sure we stay in communication with our customers best we can. And my deal is I deal with the guys every day and make sure they're getting work and their cars are going through the process as smoothly as possible, and also making sure that quality stays where it's supposed to be. So as far as like replacing panels and safety stuff and all that, me and Cliff work together to make sure the cars are being repaired how the manufacturers want them repaired, and to make sure everything is up to board and up to the quality of Joe Hudson standards and also Young standards. So we try to set the bar as high as we can, and just to ensure that the customer gets the absolute best turnout they can, because that is the second most expensive thing they will ever buy in their life is their vehicle. So that's just what we work towards, what I try to do, and me and Cliff work together to try to make sure that process goes as smoothly as possible.
We're getting the message out this morning. Of course, they've been, this has happened in August, so it's been a while, but Joe Hudson's Collision Center is, as Cliff and Zach have told us, the same people who were part of Young, except for Greg Young, who I've known for years. Look, Greg's acted retired for years, and so he just really made it official.
Acting.
Getting those grandbabies and everything. So, Cliff, maybe a final message here, just, and maybe some contact information, too.
Yes. Well, I wanted to tell you, Joe Hudson Collision Centers is about 200 shops strong. They go from Texas up to Missouri, over all the way over to Maryland, and then so southeast it's 200 locations and quickly growing. But the whole thing is a customer first, and then manufacturer safety, like you were saying, staying up to date on what calibrations need to be done in the safety features of a vehicle, and that comes first and foremost. Something that I say, this is coming from Cliff, but we're going to do it right or we're not going to do it. And we want customers to understand that sometimes that takes some time, but we're going to do it right.
Well, and that's, I'm sorry, Cliff, to interrupt. That ties into Bridget's motto, although she just says we're not going to do it. Now, she doesn't care about doing it right. We're not going to do it. She's, she's a no person.
I told her earlier, I hung out with her sister last night playing some music, getting ready to go sing at a church Sunday. But
Yeah.
I know that family. That's not true, Steve. So, but we are still 2000 South Lee Highway, about a half a mile past Bradley High School on the right. Phone number is 423-339-1258. Again, you'll get somebody answering the phone, either myself, Katie. She's our office administrator. Tim Hawkins is our estimator. Julie Tipton is our parts manager, and then Zach Watts is our production manager. And then we've got 5 body techs, 2 painters, cleanup, inspection. We've got it around, and we try to stay as close to OEM procedures and policies as possible.
Well, so great news for those who have patronized and love Young's Auto Body all these years. Or, we got a lot of new people moving in, and they need to know this. Joe Hudson's Collision Center, but again, the same people that you've come to know and love and count on and trust. Young's Auto Body, they have not gone anywhere. They are still right there on South Highway. Cliff, Zach, hey, first of all, thanks for coming. But, Cliff, I want to go to something totally different. Ocoee Middle School.
Yep.
Your daughter
Yes, sir.
is Bella Howard, who we had in here last week with
Yes,
her
sir.
principal and her coach and another young lady.
Yes, sir.
Tell me.
I'm
just
very
remind us.
proud. Just a shameless plug of the
Yes.
Spike Out Cancer that they've got coming up. Any way that donations can be made or anything, it's for the families affected by childhood cancer. This Bella and her friend, they masterminded this whole thing through, and I know it's mine, but I'm proud of her. But her and that young lady have a heart of service, and they want to give that service and accolades where they belong, and I'm proud of them. But Spike Out Cancer, I think it's November the 17th. If I'm okay, yes.
Yeah,
Bella's going to see this later. I remembered that date. But yeah, that's a great cause and a great thing that they're doing right there. Hopefully for years to come.
People probably get in touch with the school or something like that.
There again, I don't know.
Yeah,
I would
probably
say if you
easier
get a
way.
hold of Ocoee or on Facebook or
There
anything
it
like
is.
that, they will point that in the right direction. So,
Zach, anything you want to say before we get out of here?
I don't think so.
hey, I know that all of our technicians are gathered around the radio right now.
Yeah,
So
I give a
y'all
shout
hurry
out
up and
to
get
the
back to work,
technicians.
and we'll see.
Hey.
We'll see you in a minute.
They can go to mixtv.tv and actually see your 2 faces. No, this is
I
not
don't have
America's Most Wanted.
I don't have a face for radio.
Well, no,
so.
now look, I've known you most of my life, and your late great father Miles Howard,
Yeah.
and everybody remembers him and your family, and we think the world of you. And I'm so glad you guys came in. I really
It's
am.
good to see you.
Good to see you, buddy. All right, it is once again Joe Hudson's Collision Center, South Lee Highway, Cleveland. Formerly Young's Auto Body. Maybe Greg will see this. Greg, God bless you. And Greg and my dad were friends for many, many years. So here is Brian Poole, owner of Poole Serenity Funeral Home and Cremation Services.
It's going to be a least expensive cremation and funeral option facility. The good thing about Serenity is a big spacious facility. Chapel seats over 200 people, 3 big visitation rooms there. We also offer a discounted funeral service there, $4,900. That'll be the casket included in our services, and you won't feel stressed about your facilities. You'll have plenty of space there. If it's a $995 cremation or a $4,900 funeral, we're going to still give them a first-class professional service as we would treat our own family with.
Hi, I'm owner of Don Ledford Automotive Center, and we sell Chevrolet, GMC, and Buicks. From our family to your family, we want to wish you a very Merry Christmas. And if you're in the market for a new vehicle or used vehicle, please put us on your shopping list. We are open 24/7 at donledford.com. Merry Christmas.
With the holidays upon us, there's a special meaning when it comes to being home. Whether buying or selling a home or renting a home, we want you to be home for the holidays. Be home with Bender Realty.
Merry Christmas!
Mayfield Dairy, celebrating 100 years of the iconic Mayfield ice cream at MayfieldDairy.com. Proudly headquartered in Athens, Tennessee.
'Twas the night before Christmas when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse, because they were all sleeping on their brand new Mermaid mattresses.
I don't think that's how the story goes.
Well, that's how it should go.
Dad, come on.
Right now, come into Mermaid Mattress and get the best sleep of your life. And we'll pay your sales tax this holiday season.
Merry Christmas from Chattanooga's best of the best mattress store.
Mermaid Mattress. Your sleep handmade, hand delivered.
Welcome to Mountain View Nissan Country, where automotive excellence is our top priority. At Mountain View Nissan, we take pride in offering you the finest selection of vehicles, perfectly suited for your adventurous spirit. From powerful SUVs ready to conquer any terrain to your everyday gas-friendly commuters, we have the perfect vehicle to match your lifestyle. This is Mountain View Nissan Country, where automotive dreams become reality. Visit one of our 3 locations in Dalton, Chattanooga, and Cleveland today, and let us take your driving experience to new peaks.
Bender Realty, the people who want the house you're in this holiday season to be your home.
The good thing about being a realtor is you get to help people sometimes buy their very first home. We have ornaments made up that says "Be Home with Bender Realty," and it's very important to us that we sell homes and not necessarily houses.
If you're looking to buy, sell, lease, or rent, trust your friends at Bender Realty. 472-2173. Bender-Realty.com. Be home with Bender Realty.
Cleveland Tire is ready to help your auto any way it can. We're one of the largest providers of Bridgestone and Firestone tire dealers in the area. We sell all major brand tires. We have ASE certified mechanics on staff 6 days a week. We also have a commercial truck tire center that provides 24-hour roadside service and minor mechanical repairs on site. We have built our reputation on years of quality, affordable work and tires. We pride ourselves in customer satisfaction and great service. Cleveland Tire Center.
20 years later, we've grown in many ways, but never out of that same customer-first heart to serve. Doing the right thing simply because it's right will earn your business the right way every day, every year. Offering permanent steel roofing and siding at competitive prices, keeping promises, staying on time for both deliveries and pickups, making things right when we come up short. Partners like you are the reason Best Buy Metals exists.
Thank you for the opportunity to serve you.
Come see us!
Hey listeners, there's a new Buzz Tuesdays at noon, the voice of we the people. It's about what the H is going on in America. Tune in and call in Tuesdays on 101.3 The Buzz. A seatbelt is required for this ride.
At Cleveland Ford, we had a bright idea. Let's make this a great holiday season with 2.9% financing. Let's give discounts up to $10,000, plus let's give trade assistance cash too. Let us show you how at Cleveland Ford.
I'm Matthew Coleman. And I'm Robert Thompson of the Logan Thompson Law Firm. Christmas is a special season, particularly in our community. So as this holiday season unfolds, the Logan Thompson family wishes you peace, love, and a very
Merry Christmas.
Rock City's Enchanted Garden of Lights, the region's best holiday lights experience for the whole family. Warm your heart during this nighttime family tradition as you walk through Rock City Gardens Winter Wonderland. Enjoy cookie decorating with Mrs. Claus. See Santa in his kitchen and workshop. Shop at the Christmas market. Rock City's Enchanted Garden of Lights will be open an extra week this season, now through January 6th. Tickets available online only at crockcity.com.
Welcome back, everyone. It is the final week of 2023, and our coverage here sponsored by Tzatziki's. Tzatziki's, have a great lunch or dinner at Tzatziki's, and as you're getting ready for the new year, hey, time to eat healthy, and do that with Tzatziki's Target Shopping Center. Joined by what?
Eating healthy. What's your New Year's resolution?
I never do that, stupid. What is yours? I'm sure you do it.
Yeah. I think to be more present.
What about be nicer to Shelton? That's what he wants yours to be.
No, that's impossible to do. I think mine this year is to be more present.
Now, what does that mean?
There is a lot of times, like in my personal life, like with my wife, my kids, that I just get super busy, whether it's, with work or with county commission stuff or streaming for 7 hours, where, or whatever it is I do, just really busy, that I get mentally just kind of exhausted. And then I, exactly what you said, go and sit on a couch and I'm a potato and literally
I do the same thing.
Watch TikTok for hours or sit on the couch. And I think for me, this next year, I want to try not to do that as much and be able to go and spend more time with my family, spend more time with my kids, which before I get text messages about this, I spend plenty of time with them already. I just want to spend more. I think that there's more things that we can do together.
I told Jennifer, I said, my New Year's resolution is to spend more time with you and the children, whatever their names are.
Yeah.
And
what about the rest of her family?
And the rest of her? No. And so, here's what she said to me. She said, and we've been married almost 19 years. She said, no, we do not want you to spend more time with us. So, you're over there all, on the Gloria Hayes and all that stuff, and you're all,
I've been married for, 3 years now, 2-3 years,
so
whatever it is.
Mine, though, and the children also agreed, no, we want you to leave, go back to the station.
Well, kind of probably say the same thing, but
And that's fine.
I think I want to travel more too. And people always say that, but like there's so much. So as you know, like we homeschool our kids.
Yeah.
And I had no idea the amount of just history and scientific and, things in biology, national parks that are within like a 2-hour driving distance of here, whether it's, kind of Revolutionary War, Civil War, or just all these different types of like parks and monuments and things to learn about and do. And Jamie's been compiling out a list, and I think we're just going to try and spend more doing more of that kind of stuff. And it's going to be great. Hopefully it's a good year.
And I think most people and I'm being serious now, exactly what you said, we all get sometimes in our head and we get, we're not really being present. We were not really there. So yeah, I do think that's a very good resolution to have. And you get the people, and it's true. I mean, they want to be healthier. They want to.
Yeah, that was this year for me. And
and look at that.
Yeah, it's been great. And I think that was kind of this year for me.
Do you feel better?
Most days. There are days where I feel like I still feel sluggish and tired. There are different things that hurt now. So for anybody who doesn't know this, which I mean, it's mentioned all the time from you, but this year from really kind of November, October, end of October, November of 22 till, the end of this year, I've lost about 175 pounds.
Yeah, it's amazing.
No surgery, no nothing. Just really diet and a medication that I've taken that has really blown up. And it should be one of our big news stories, honestly, of the year. But I took it, after consulting with my doctor and everything, and lost 175 pounds.
That's incredible.
And I feel like a new person. And I tell you, my big thing is, and I'll say this, right? And like, I don't want to get on a soapbox about it, but the reason why I did it, people ask me all the time, why'd you do it? Embarrassment was the number one reason why I did it.
Wow.
I went with Shelton and Jody and Adam Lewis and his family, and my wife and my kids and some other people as well, other friends of ours as well. We went to Soaky Mountain Water Park in Dollywood, and I got kicked off a water slide with my kids because I was too heavy to ride the ride.
Really? I didn't know this.
And so I had to let Shelton and Jody and Adam take my kids down the water slide. And
I didn't know that.
yeah,
Wow.
and I sat at the bottom and like watched them get on from the top. And I was super sad, super angry. And I was more angry at myself and like sad, and was like, I've got to do something. Like my kids at the time were like 8 years old, right? 8 and 6. I'm like, man, they've got a full life ahead. They're going to be wanting to do all this kind of stuff for the rest of their lives. Got kicked off a roller coaster. And you will never know the embarrassment when a 17, 18-year-old kid, young girl, bless her, says, sir, that we're going to have to ask you to leave. And your 8-year-old sitting there looking like, why do we have to leave? I want to ride the ride. And you're like, well, you can't ride it without me. And, dad doesn't fit. So,
wow.
Lost all this weight, and guess what? Can ride every ride at Soaky Mountain, can ride every ride at Dollywood. So bring it on, Dolly, but that's why.
Yeah.
So find your reason, right? So like you talked about health, like if you're wanting to get healthy, if you're wanting to do this, find your reason and find your plan and do what works for you. And I think it'll be great, but.
And here's the thing, New Year's resolutions, and I'm halfway kidding. I mean, I think we all do things and we say, it's a fresh start, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But it really does. I mean, it becomes cliche sometimes, but it really is a good chance. Hey, That brand new year, let's do something good. Let's do something positive. And I think a great reason would be for those of you watching or listening is just look around your house. Look around at the people. Look around at your family or your friends or whatever. But honest to goodness, you want to be around.
Yeah, absolutely.
You want to live for, for those people too, but for yourself. And I did not know any of that. So that's fascinating. All right, we're going to take a quick break right here. What's your New Year's resolution? Well, you know what? You could reach out to us on any of our social media platforms. We're going to be putting some out like that as we get close to the end of the year here. And we'd love to know what your New Year's resolution is going to be. Stand by for more. Mix 1041, mixtv.tv. Here's a great resolution. You want to eat healthy? Do that at Tzatziki's, as we just said. It tastes great. Tzatziki's, Target Shopping Center, Cleveland.
Christmas morning,
I told my son to find me the nicest place to live in Cleveland. He said, Dad, there's only one place, and that's Garden Plaza. And I moved into the patio home. Everybody knows your name from day one, and there's something to do all day long if you want to participate in it. You cannot possibly be bored at Garden Plaza. It is just great, and their food is outstanding. It's out of this world. I'm so happy I'm here. Garden Plaza is it for me.
Hardee's newest handcrafted recipe? Candied bacon, coated with caramelized brown sugar and a hint of pepper to add a whole new level of goodness to breakfast, lunch, dinner, or anytime. Hardee's, goodness in the making.
Here is Brian Poole, owner of Poole Funeral Home and Cremation Services of Cleveland.
We probably have the best facilities in the area. They're very spacious, accommodating. We have 4 big visitation rooms, big chapel. We can live stream services as well now, have that capability. I enjoy serving and ministering to that family. That's the thing I'm doing. I'm a servant. I just love helping families at the worst time of their life. I feel like God's given me something to work with, and I try just to use His ministry. We treat your family like they're our family.
Peyton Southeastern in Cleveland is hiring case selectors. Starting pay at $19 an hour. Earning potential up to $23 an hour plus incentive pay. Additional $2 an hour night shift premium. And you're eligible to earn a $3,000 stay bonus. Flexible schedules and great benefits at Peyton Southeastern in Cleveland. They have open interviews Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday from 9 to 11 a.m. and from 1 to 3 p.m. Apply online at job.kroger.com to work at Peyton Southeastern in Cleveland.
Elevate your siding projects with Cleveland Exteriors. Ascend fiberglass siding built with lasting beauty and low maintenance. Cleveland Exteriors, your trusted partner for exceptional siding. Visit clevelandexteriors.com or call today.
Choosing the right healthcare plan for you and your family can be overwhelming. Direct Primary Care Associates' new pharmacy benefits is the best choice for you and your family. With personalized attention, convenient telemedicine options, and free generic medications, Direct Primary Care Associates Pharmacy Benefits offers everything you need to keep you and your family healthy and happy. Say goodbye to long wait times, rushed appointments, and unexpected medical bills. Visit our website to learn more about how Direct Primary Care Associates can provide the best healthcare experience for you and your family. Direct Primary Care Associates, affordable healthcare for all.
Mayfield Dairy, celebrating 100 years of the iconic Mayfield ice cream at MayfieldDairy.com, proudly headquartered in Athens, Tennessee.
We wish you a mermaid Christmas.
We wish you a mermaid Christmas.
We wish you a mermaid Christmas.
And a restful new year.
Give the gift of a better night's sleep this holiday season from Mermaid Mattress.
We'll pay your sales tax on any Mermaid product.
Or get Tempur-Pedic starting at only $19 a month with 5 years no interest.
From all of us here at Chattanooga's Best of the Best mattress store, Mermaid Mattress,
we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Welcome to Mountain View Nissan Country, where automotive excellence is our top priority. At Mountain View Nissan, we take pride in offering you the finest selection of vehicles, perfectly suited for your adventurous spirit. From powerful SUVs ready to conquer any terrain to your everyday gas-friendly commuters, we have the perfect vehicle to match your lifestyle. This is Mountain View Nissan Country, where automotive dreams become reality. Visit one of our 3 locations in Dalton, Chattanooga, and Cleveland today, and let us take your driving experience to new peaks.
Bender Realty, the people who want the house you're in this holiday season to be your home.
The good thing about being a realtor is you get to help people sometimes buy their very first home. We have ornaments made up that says "Be Home with Bender Realty," and it's very important to us that we sell homes and not necessarily houses.
If you're looking to buy, sell, lease, or rent, trust your friends at Bender Realty, 472-2173, bender-realty.com. Be home with Bender Realty.
Did you know that drinking and driving is a leading cause of traffic fatalities? It kills more than 28 people in the United States every day. That means 1 person every 52 minutes. Statistically, young people are the most at risk to drink and drive, but not everyone's doing it. Don't drink and drive.
When most people think of plumbing and electrical supply houses, there's an idea that they're just for plumbers or electricians or builders to shop at. Wholesale Supply is proud to be open to the public and proud to serve our communities. By supplying the best quality products for the best prices with the best service guaranteed, Wholesale Supply is your one-stop shop for everything plumbing, electrical, and HVAC. To find a location near you, visit wholesalesupply.us for more. Helping build communities in the Southeast for over 80 years is just what we do.
Cleveland Tire is ready to help your auto any way it can. We're one of the largest providers of Goodyear brand tires in the area. We sell all major brand tires. We have ASE certified mechanics on staff 6 days a week. We also have a commercial truck tire center that provides 24-hour roadside service and minor mechanical repairs on site. We have built our reputation on years of quality, affordable work and tires. We pride ourselves in customer satisfaction and great service. Cleveland Tire Center.
Now Josh Muncy and Karen Weirig join us from our friends at Cleveland State Community College. Good morning, guys. How are you?
Good morning.
Good morning. Doing good, Steve. How about you?
I'm doing good. Great to see both of you. And tell us what we're going to talk about this week.
So we're going to talk a little bit about spring registration is open now at Cleveland State. So any student wanting to, whether you're a student now in the fall or you're looking to start in the spring, we can do all that registration now. Now, if you haven't come in the fall, you would need to apply first. So you can do that at mycs.cc/apply now, and that'll get you through the application process. You'll get a acceptance email, and then from there we can get the ball rolling and get you into some classes starting in January.
Karen, it's always exciting at Cleveland State, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Tell me more about this.
So, I mean, this is my 32nd year at Cleveland State, so registration times are always very, very exciting. I guess right now I'm more excited. We've got a chemical engineering technology program that's starting. We're offering classes over at the Pi Center. We've got 2 new tracks, so if you wanted to do ChemTech, the lab technician, a chemical operator, we've got lots of spaces for you to start.
And how can people find out about those spaces and more information about it?
So they could contact Cleveland State. They can email Josh. We have a website, advancedtechnologies@clevelandstatecc.edu. We've just hired a brand new chemistry instructor who is dynamic, so she is ready to get rolling over there.
Karen Wyrick and Josh Muncy join us, and you say the Pi Center. I'm telling you, that has really been a big plus for us here in Bradley County, hasn't it?
It has, and it's really neat. If you've not been over there, it's really neat to go and check it out.
Yeah. Oh, it's beyond great. Josh, what else is happening at Cleveland State?
So we're also looking at our Reconnect, which is a Tennessee grant. It's a last dollar grant that will cover tuition and any mandatory fees. Now, there are some requirements to qualify for Reconnect, so you have to be at least 23 years old, never have gotten a degree before, and then also you must have lived in Tennessee continuously for at least 1 year. Now, if you meet all of those requirements, you would have to fill out a FAFSA and still apply to the school and all those things, but that can cover your tuition at any junior college or TCAT. So we're really pushing that at Cleveland State to get some of these, you know, maybe they didn't have the chance to go to college right out of high school. They had to go straight to work, and maybe now they're in a field where they can advance in their job. We have a lot of different programs that we can offer, both, you know, in advanced technologies, business, STEM, all these different departments that we have. And so you can do that. You can contact me for any questions on that. My email is jmuncy@clevelandstatecc.edu, and my phone number is 423-473-2366. And so you can leave me a voicemail. I'm not in the office a ton. I'm out all the time, but all of my voicemails come to my email. So if you call me, you leave me a message, I'll get it via email and I'll get back to you on that.
Karen, anything you want to add here before we go?
Yeah, I do. We've got a program, Forestry, Wildlife, and Fisheries, that is growing. So I just wanted to let everybody know we're doing some major renovations on the old math and science building. So hopefully we will be done early in the spring semester. So we'll have the Dirty Lab. It's going to have the Greg A. Vidal Center for Natural Resources and Conservation in that building. So anyway, we're really excited. So if you've been at Cleveland State in a while, come and check it out when we get it ready.
So many exciting things with our friends at Cleveland State Community College. Josh Muncie, Karen Wyrick. Josh, anything from you before we go?
Yes, so if you want to come tour our campus sometime, just go to mycs.cc/campus tour. You'll fill out a little form. It'll come to me, I'll email you, and we'll set up a time that we can get you on campus.
So many great things. Our friends at Cleveland State Community College. All right, Josh, Karen, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Steve.
Great to see you.
Season's greetings from TDFCU, your community credit union. As you're out gifting and spreading holiday cheer with all of those you hold so dear. In this joyous season, lots of festive fuss. Know that we wish you love and financial peace from TDFCU, a place for all of us. Merry Christmas!
Hey, Mom. Surprise.
At some point in your life, you may be faced with a legal challenge, whether it be a personal injury, business dispute, or family matter. Our goal is to overcome your legal obstacles and get your life back on track.
If you or a loved one have been injured or have legal issues confronting you and your family, talk with someone on our team. We will investigate your problem to determine the facts and the law. Working together, we can develop a plan to obtain the result you deserve.
My dad says our new Linux system saves energy.
Well, saving energy means saving money.
A lot of money?
Yep.
Time for a raise in my allowance.
Savings year after year.
A big raise.
Call today for perfect air you can feel in your home and savings you can feel in your wallet.
Lennox. Air is life. Make it perfect.
Call Dale's Heating and Air today.
Everyone there at the Porsche dealership are so personable and very knowledgeable that we just keep coming back. What I was looking for was a sport utility that was sporty and attractive and had the ability to perform to my expectations. The service department goes above and beyond with their routine service maintenance, and they get me out of there quickly. Chattanooga Auto Square. Luxury lives here.
Why Rhino come to Best Buy Metals?
For 20 years, Best Buy Metals has provided permanent steel roofing. Additionally, we've expanded to manufacture metal siding, including steel, board and batten, and traditional lap siding. We also offer custom pole barns, from a simple roof-only structure to a fully enclosed building. Stop by one of our 7 showrooms today or visit us online 24/7 at bestbuymetalroof.com.
At Cleveland Ford, we had a bright idea. Let's make this a great holiday season with big discounts, attractive financing, and trade-in assistance cash to help our customers get the most for their trade. So that's what we're doing. All this month, we have 2.9% financing for 60 months available. We have discounts up to $10,000. We have up to $2,000 in bonus cash available. Plus, buy now and get no payments till February of next year. Let us show you how at Cleveland Ford.
Mayfield Dairy, celebrating 100 years of the iconic Mayfield ice cream at MayfieldDairy.com, proudly headquartered in Athens, Tennessee.
Hardee's newest handcrafted recipe? Candied bacon, coated with caramelized brown sugar and a hint of pepper to add a whole new level of goodness to breakfast, lunch, dinner, or anytime. Hardee's, goodness in the making.
Here is Brian Poole, owner of Poole Funeral Home and Cremation Services at Fike Chapel.
We're doing some renovations on Fike. We're painting the whole inside. New furnishing's going in, give it a fresh new look. We're going to provide just as much professional services there as any other funeral home in the area. Cater to everybody's need, whether it's burial or cremation, whatever it may be, we're going to provide the community that. And I just want to continue that heritage that the Fike family started and build off of that. And I wanted to keep that name part of ours, even though we did change it to Poole Funeral Home and Cremation Services at Fike Chapel. We wanted to make sure we honored the Fike name. We treat your family like they're our family.
Mix Mornings on Mix TV is Southeast Tennessee's best way to stay informed about local news, sports, weather, and community events, as well as traffic conditions. Plus, you'll never miss a minute of the latest whimsical banter and rants by the one and only Steve Hartline. Who wrote this promo? Never miss a minute. Mixed Mornings on MixedTV.tv. Weekdays 7 to 9, MixedTV.tv. I'm going to find out who wrote this.
My name is Phil Jacobs, and this is part of my staff at Logan Thompson, Crystal Pryor, and Lee Thurman. We want to take an opportunity to share with you that we are excited for this Christmas season and excited to wish you a very Merry Christmas. Our law firm has been serving this community for over 50 years, and we are proud to do so. We hope that you and your family have the best holiday season, and we wish you
a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
'Twas the night before Christmas when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse, because they were all sleeping on their brand new mermaid mattresses.
I don't think that's how the story goes.
Well, that's how it should go.
Dad, come on.
Right now, come into Mermaid Mattress and get the best sleep of your life. And we'll pay your sales tax this holiday season.
Merry Christmas from Chattanooga's best of the best mattress store.
Mermaid Mattress. Your sleep handmade, hand delivered.
Welcome back, everybody. It is the final week of the year, and you're with Mix 1041, MixedTV.tv. Thanks so much to Tzatziki's for sponsoring this final week of the year here on our broadcast. And I'm joined, of course, by Mr. Final Week of the Year himself. We drag him in every year, Commissioner Rogers. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
No, hey, listen, honestly, like I look forward to it. I mean, it's this kind of where we'll sit back and reflect and talk about, give Bridget some much needed time off, and Dwayne much needed time off, and give them a little break and pick up their slack.
You're picking up Bridget's slack.
Yeah.
There's not a lot to pick up. Matter of fact, I think my 7-pound Maltipoo Annie could pick up her slack.
Absolutely.
So anyway, I want to revisit, we were talking about Google earlier, and I just really think that can be the pulse of the nation in a lot of ways, but and really the world. I do want to go, it's got an interesting, by the way, I really appreciate Sheridan Mosley putting these together for us, but
yeah.
I want to go in the world of actors and musicians.
Sure. Yeah, I think that a lot of these are kind of repeats from that top 10 that we talked about a little bit. But the top searched actors this year, Jeremy Renner, Jamie Foxx, we kind of talked about them earlier, Matt Rife as well, Danny Masterson, Jonathan Majors, Pedro Pascal. Then you look over at the musicians, Jason Aldean, Ice Spice, Oliver Anthony. Two of those are unbelievable. Jason Aldean, I think, is really the top searched musician because of the song that he came out with. Grew up in a small town. I know you don't listen to a whole lot of country music.
I heard,
but I think that it was, a song that was kind of, some people are like, hey, that kind of speaks to us. It speaks to, southern the United States and small town America, and then. Then other people are sitting there saying, I don't know. And CMT pulled it off of their music video list.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. And people started boycotting CMT and boycotting Nashville and really kind of getting mad with them and what they were doing. And then Oliver Anthony. I mean, talk about a guy from nothing to something. I mean, this guy was a coal miner, living in wherever he is, West Virginia, Appalachia, really, and came out with one song, and again, and to be honest with you, like if you look at all this, like for people who are trying to figure out what we do, we've got lists. If you look at everything that's on here, the majority of the names on these people, there is one thing in common. You know what it is?
What?
TikTok.
Is that right?
Absolutely. The majority in social media, really at TikTok and Twitter. But I truly believe that, Oliver Anthony, he got big overnight not because of YouTube, because of TikTok.
Really?
Posting videos on TikTok. Matt Rife, TikTok. Kim Petraeus, TikTok. Sexy Red, TikTok. Jason Aldean blew up. That song blew up because of all the people who were responding to it on TikTok.
Really?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Some of the we have some athletes on here and actors, and obviously that and Damar Hamlin and things like that. But the Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift thing, obviously that blew up everywhere, right? On all social media platforms, news platforms, really everything across the board. But that whole kind of conspiracy thing all started with TikTok.
Really?
And you have a lot of politicians and a lot of people who make, probably better, informed and better decision makers than I am, sitting here trying to get rid of TikTok, and ban it, because of China, So, but I tell you what, man, I mean, look at Oliver Anthony, guy who went from literally broke, and I don't know if you know his whole story, and the reason I do is because I'm on TikTok. This guy went from being alcohol, drug abuse, to finding Jesus and giving his life to Christ, to saying, if you just get me out of this where I'm at, like I will dedicate my life to you and make music, like whatever. Wrote a song, put it on TikTok, and then he's the #1 musician in the world. I think that like he rivals Taylor Swift, like not to the capacity of what she does around the world and all that, but in small town USA, Southern country music. We talked earlier this week, and we talked earlier about music and how big Morgan Wallen is. I think Oliver Anthony is probably the same level Morgan Wallen is.
Really?
Absolutely.
Wow, that's saying something.
This guy had an opportunity to make millions of dollars, and he said no. And he said, like, they promised him tour buses and promised him sold out, concerts at stadiums and arenas, and he said no. Like, he literally blew up a concert at what's the bar up in Knoxville? Cotton Eye Joe's, because they were charging too much.
Wow.
Like they were going to charge too much for people to get in at Cotton Eye Joe's to see him, and he said no. So then he ended up going somewhere else, and they were charging too much, and it wasn't going to be big enough. So they said no, and so he ended up at the Smokies Stadium in Sevierville, and sold it out.
Of course he did.
I mean, it's wild, man.
So that's our look at the Google searches. We're going to take a quick break right here. Come back. It's our end of the year shows on Mix 104.1, MixTV.tv. Thanks to Tzatziki's, where you can eat healthy and it's going to taste great. Back in a moment.